So again, this question on parajumble. So let's analyze this sentences. So that pretty much ended in 2016. Okay, so we need to figure out what is that. Until around 2015, I tended to be a moderately positive about the world. I feel there is a reason for optimism. Now, it's a disturbing world we live in, but understanding its way, keeping our own counsel, and knowing who is to trust have neither been so important. There were far more democracies than when I started at the BBC in 1966. I would at myself and markedly fewer dictatorships. Okay, so most probably we can see that out of all the sentences, the five sentence looks like a very general sentence. Okay, so it says that when this particular author, okay, he began his career at BBC in 1966. Okay, so he says that the world, I would tell myself, and markedly fewer dictatorships. So the maybe that the world had fewer democracies. Okay, and they had so they were far more democracies. Okay, so the world had we can say that the way there were far more democracies. Then when I started the BBC in 1966, I would tell myselfly and markedly fewer dictatorships. Okay, so that says that over the decades that followed, okay, there was a clear improvement. So more countries became you can say more democracies, and there were less of dictatorships. Okay, so maybe it's kind of giving us the background and the reason that the author will going to talk about, right? And after that we can say that the two can come in because it talks about until around 2015 I tended to be moderately positive about the world. Okay, now this sentence actually talks about the author's attitude, okay, to a specific time, that it follows naturally now from sentence 5. So sentence 5 में क्या हुआ, there were improvements. Okay, improvements कहाँ से हुई कि dictatorship से हम कहाँ पे चले गए, we went to democracies. Okay, so then the author says कि until around 2015 तो मैं positive था, positive होने के reasons भी थे because past में improvements हुई थी. Okay, and then the author says that that pretty much ended in 2016. So we can make a chronological sequence also ना. So मतलब कि जो improvements थी या जो भी author का जो था, I mean like the positive attitude था which is being described in the sentence number fifth and tooth, so that stopped at the time by the year 2016. Okay, then what happened later on? Okay, so that is being described by the sentence number 4, that it's disturbing world, it is a disturbing world we live in, but understanding its way, keeping our own counsel, and knowing who to trust have never been so important. Okay, so now the author maybe just says that the world has become maybe very disturbing, okay, or troubling, and because of that the author says that it's more important than ever to learn how the world works. Okay, to think carefully for ourselves and to be careful about whom we trust. Okay, so that's the case. So we can say that the sentence number by whatever the sequence, I believe that the 5 to 1 4. Okay, so 5 to 1 4 because the 5 and 2 both of them are the positive sentences. Okay, so it says that when the author started in 1960, things was worse politically, but later on democracies increased and the dictatorships were reduced. Okay, and then until 2015 the author feel moderately positive about the world, and then the author says that the optimism largely ended in the year 2016, and now the author's comment is negative towards the world, that the world is disturbing. Okay, and it's important to understand it. Okay, and be cautious and to figure out whom to trust and choose who to trust. Okay, so that's the case. Now let's see why the sentence number 3 is an odd one out. Okay, now the sentence number 3 says that I feel there is a reason for optimism. Okay, now we can say that कि चलो अगर उसने यहाँ पे बोल भी दिया कि ये था until around 2015 I tend to be moderately positive about the world. So in case if we put that I feel there is a reason for optimism. Okay, then the reason should be explained. Okay, और in case अगर हम 5 के बाद बोले कि fewer ये था and then I put there is a I feel there is a reason for optimism, so there is a present tense ना. Okay, is तो मतलब कि अभी reason for optimism है, but अभी तो we can see that what the trend is, that it is a disturbing world. Okay, there were far more democracies, so तब positive था. So first reason that why the third is an odd one out is that it's a tone mismatch. Okay, so sentence 3 is an optimistic assertion that actually clashes with the concluding caution. Okay, so that's the case. So optimism ended by the year 2016. So we cannot say that this is happening in the presence time, right? And so somewhere here we can say that I used to be positive, okay? So that was until 2015, but that had ended pretty much in 19, okay? And now you are cautious. So sentence three breaks that timeline, okay? So that is the case that the third is an odd one out. And moreover, you can see that this kind of a redundancy also, okay? So if you try to keep the sentence number three, the paragraph would either become all positive, okay, and then you cannot put any of the sentence that is talking about the pessimism. So that is the reason that the third is an odd one out. I hope you got this question.